Cancers, it's Heather here with Earth Empress. I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be your June connection spread. Now we're going to kind of go over and do what we did last time, guys, which is we're going to get their energy, your energy, and then in the middle, kind of let the cards fall where they may and see where your energies are combining and meeting in the middle. As always, it's going to be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. It's not going to resonate for absolutely every Cancerian out there, guys. That's damn near impossible, we know. So if it does seem to resonate for you, that's beautiful. If it doesn't seem to fit, please don't try to force it. You know, there are a ton of amazing readers out there. Feel free to click on one of the links or videos down below. And yeah, I want to say thank you, as always, guys. The likes, subscribes, shares that I get, the feedback's phenomenal. And I do have my site up and running, lightworkersouls.com. Of course, it's a work in progress. I just set it up. I just got it going on there. But yeah, I would love, you know, if you guys are into spiritual communication, giving feedback, other aspects besides just, you know, just the tarot, which I do go into daily draws and things like that as well on there. So feel free to check it out. So what else can we get for the person Cancer is connected with here? All right, guys. So we have 8 of Swords, 8 of Crystals, the Chariot, 9 of Swords, and Queen of Swords. We have a lot of Swords energies. So some of you could very well be connecting with someone that is an air quality sign, or someone that is very matter-of-fact, logically minded, things like that. They're very outspoken, maybe very opinionated. Okay, so 8 of Swords right out of the bat. So the person that you're dealing with right now, they're in a period of, I don't want to say imprisonment, but it's like a mental imprisonment almost. It's as if they're going through some kind of mental struggles. They're looking back on times, things, energies, memories, and kind of, you know, energetically, they are very combative within themselves, and mentally they're kind of all over the place. You know, they feel like they can't move forward. They're stuck, and they're trying to figure out how to come out of this. But they're in a period of, of being stuck, of feeling spiritually stuck, mentally stuck, where they can't, you know, force themselves to grow. Like they can't reach that next level. It's like they know it's there, they see it, they want it, but they need to figure out how to get there. And I think that's where this 8 of Crystals comes in, because it is learning. It is learning new skills. It doesn't have to just be, you know, going back to school or, you know, through the career, learning new trades. It could very well be that. But if this is an energy, this is someone that's learning how to handle their energy, learning how to handle energies around them, learning how to move forward and build on their future in a different light versus the mentality and the stress and overwhelm and anxiety that they have been living in. Maybe a state of fear, because for me, swords represent a lot of fear, especially the 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords. It's anxiety, it's stress, it's overwhelming, but it also can come from a place of fear within themselves, or self-esteem issues, insecurities, anything like that. It's like they're trying to learn how, and again, I just spoke about moving forward, and then, you know, this Chariot's here. This is the card of Cancer. For me, personally, I pick up a lot of Sagittarius energy off of it as well, with it being the steed in this particular deck. So take it as it resonates. This energy it's about the spirit getting behind you, the universe seeing that you're wanting to move, that you're wanting to build and put in the work. And so, you know, once someone makes a decision to come out of that mental frustration, that anxiety, that state of lack that they've been in, and take those steps forward and take the knowledge that they're being handed and the gifts they're being handed and combine the two and say, okay, look, we're going to make this work. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure out how to come out of this state that I've been in for so long. And it feels very overwhelming. It feels very burdened, and sorry about that, guys. I had a call coming in. But yeah, it feels like it is the universe kind of not conspiring, but sort of working with their soul to where they can move forward out of this state, because they have 9 of Swords. I didn't even notice that at first, but this 9 of Swords, it's about having that overwhelm, that anxiety. And I feel like the movement that's moving forward, the spiritual movement they're getting, the enlightenment they're getting, because it feels very enlightening right now. Like they're like, oh man, like I don't have to stay stuck in this. I do not have to stay in this mentality, this state of being. I can have more in my life. I can fix things. I can work on this. It can get better. And it feels like it's either they've had a truth that's been brought to their eyes through someone else that is very, matter of fact, very honest, very tactful, very, very kind, but very discerning when it comes to emotions and things like that. And when that kind of personality and this kind of person, if it's brought to light, this person's helping them along their journey. And then if that is in fact them embodying this energy, then they are definitely coming into a period of being discerning, having their own judgments, finding their personal truth, finding their spiritual truth, which makes such a difference in your life, that if you're able to get out of this anxiety, this riddenness, this overwhelm, because you finally see the light after staying in the shadows for so long. Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. So let's go ahead and grab Cancer's energy and see what you guys are working with right now. What's going on with you? That's the only thing about doing this on a phone, guys, right now. Every time there's a phone call. I hate it. It just completely detracts from what I'm doing in the moment. So what else can we get? Oh, definitely have jumpers for you guys. What can we get for Cancer? Oh, wow. So you guys are embodying the King of Swords. They're embodying the Queen of Swords. That's awesome. Okay, so we have the Moon, Seven of Swords, Six of Swords, Knight of Crystals, and King of Swords. Okay, so with this energy, you guys are definitely in a period of evolution, of being spiritually guided, but brought the light. Maybe you guys are bringers of the light. You have the Moon card here. It is the card of Pisces, but I heavily feel like it's the Cancer card too. It's the connection card for me. It's the unknown, the intuitiveness, the flow. And Cancerians are very much intuitive and in flow at all times. It's not necessarily the flow of Pisces, but it is a very cardinal flow. And I think a lot of people underestimate the power that comes with that. So we had the Seven of Swords right underneath there. It feels like some kind of truth's coming in to bring a lot of clarity so you guys can move forward. Whether it's in this connection, some truths being eliminated, maybe they're revealing some kind of truth to you, like where they were coming from or what they were battling, or finally, seeing someone underneath the mask too. The Seven of Swords can be the false mask card. So maybe someone had a lot of issues and things, this person you're connecting with, that you never even thought to click, to register. They kept so much hidden underneath that it was burying them. Maybe you had so much going on inside of you that you were battling and trying to figure out that, it's finally kind of coming to light. You're becoming a little bit more open. The Six of Swords energy right under that seven. Six of Swords is leaving something behind. Well, for me, a lot of the times the Six of Swords, it can be, people, places, things. But for me, it's energies usually, or the mentality, the way that things have been. The way that you have thought about things, thought about yourself, thought your life was going to go, thought connections were going to go, thought things would turn out. The Six of Swords is very not brutal, but it's a very honest look at what you need to walk away from. Whether it is person, places, things, or mindsets. And a lot of the times the Moon illuminates things sometimes inside of us that need to change. Things inside of us that we need to leave behind because we are leveling up, you're rising up. And you can't take this kind of energy with you. You can't take the Seven of Swords with you when you're vibrating higher and you are becoming more enlightened and more spiritually aware. It's hard to keep that kind of energy and not get stuck in ego sometimes. It really is. So with that, the Six of Swords, you're working towards building something. It feels very true to your soul. It feels very passionate. Could be a passion project, could be a hobby, could be this relationship itself. I mean, it could be you working on yourself and your self-worth and your value. Because the crystals come, it's equivalent to the pentacles. And the pentacles, a lot of people associate it with money and abundance, and it is. But the pentacles are also very spiritual cards. It is also about spiritual abundance. What you bring in, what you value. It's not just materialistic values. Sometimes it's values in your soul, in your life, in your spirit. And it's coming to a point of clarity for you too. You're reaching some kind of intense clarity. If you guys can see that. You know, that King of Swords, he gets a really bad rap, as I always say, for being a dick, but somebody's got to be the dick, and someone's got to be honest and truthful in the situation. And, you know, the more honest and true you are in yourself, the easier it's going to be to align and to head down the path that you're meant to head down, to do the things that your soul's calling you to do. You could totally be seeing, synchronicities, dreams, things like that, because the moon is heavily related to the subconscious. So if you're revealed things about yourself or situations and you become enlightened with it, you know, you're eventually going to get to a period where you have to walk away from certain things that do not serve you. You have to leave something behind because you're building something that's going to be very true to you. So let's see where we're aligning in the middle here, because you both are like you have king and you have queen. They're gender fluid, vice versa, I mean. But you have a king and a queen here. That means that, to me, just spiritually, you know, you're trying to get on the same level. That's what you're working on, whether intentionally or not. So and I just said that, and I love this. We have the Ten of Cups, which is your happiness. You know, your abundance, your fulfillment, what is going to fulfill your soul. This is a mutual energy between the two of you. So right now you are both focused on the energy of abundance and joy and fulfillment and figuring out what steps you need to take, what you need to work on, what you need to release in order to have this in your life, to have this Ten of Cups. Because the Ten of Cups, it's a beautiful energy. It is very fluid. It is very flowing. It's something that really just puts your soul at ease. So we have the King of Cups, and then we have the Queen of Cups. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energies, obviously. But other than the zodiac specifics of this, the King and Queen, they are very much in flow. They are very much in tune. You know, the King is a very wise soul, a very old soul, someone that has seen and felt things in their life that most people probably don't experience. And it's on a very soul deep level. You can tell just this card. I love this card because, I mean, look at his chakras. You know, maybe both of you are in a period right now where you're working on yourself, your alignment heavily with this energy. This is about working on your alignment, about what is true to your soul. And that is part of the process with being true to your soul, and your soul's calling is aligning. You'll find that when you follow your purpose, when you follow your guides, when you follow your inner knowing, your calling, your heart, your soul, whatever you want to call it, when you start to follow that, that's when you start to become more aligned internally, but you also start to align with things externally that you probably would have never imagined possible for yourself. And that's where the whole, you know, as a being, we have so much limitless possibilities and potential in us that, you know, it is that, I mean, the opportunities, they're endless. They really, truly are. But it takes you getting to a period where you believe that, you know it, you trust it, and you've done the inner work that's required to really call that into yourself. And the Queen of Cups for me is a part of that process. Queen of Cups energy, it's very fluid, it's very loving, it is getting in tune, it is getting in touch and with your emotions, your sensitivity, your guide, your soul. It is being more fluid when it comes to that. You know, the Queen of Cups is very loving. Very, very, very loving, very fluid, very sensitive, compassionate, empathetic. Someone that has a lot of empathy and kindness towards others and learns how to pour that into themselves too. You know, the Queen of Cups, she gives, but she doesn't give it all away. She gives love to herself too, and that's a big requirement. A lot of these connections is that at the end of the day, if you're not pouring into your cup, and if you're just giving from your cup to someone else, it's going to throw you out of alignment. It's going to put you back in ego. It's going to cause all kinds of issues that if you are in a place of power in yourself where you're not giving all of yourself away, you're giving from your overflow because you're so full of love, you're so full of light that you are just giving and you're giving to give. That is a pure place, that is a selfless place, and that is a true place when it comes to alignment. So I love this. I love that you both are in this energy right now where you really want to give. You really want to embrace this wisdom, embrace this inner knowing, embrace this spirituality. And because of that, it's causing such a shift between the two of you. And I mean, at the end of the day, you both are focused on your happiness. Okay, so grab this little universal deck. Let's see what, oh, one fell right out. You guys have had the jumpers today. Like, it's y'all. There's so many cards. I'm sorry. I'm going to take the individual cards. Those 3 not going. So we have, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Yeah. That's what it's about. That King of Cups, that card that I always notice, that ball of light. That ball of light inside your soul. That's what it's going to take, healing, repairing, whatever you want to call it, in order to really embrace and attract things into your life that are good for your soul. Get in tune with who you are. Get in tune, trust it, and embrace it. The presence of love will always cast out fear. So these are the swords. I know at the beginning, like I said, it felt like someone was afraid. They were having so much mental anxiety, confusion, exhaustion because of fear within themselves. So we have, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Yeah. That comes back to the point of when you are able to flow, when you come from a place of love and light, you are so light that you literally, you can't help but shed light to all. So with that, I mean, you're not worried about where you're going to be, you're trusting the process. And sometimes it comes down to trusting the process versus, oh, I have to be here. Well, if you put expectations on things, sometimes you limit yourself and your possibilities. Because sometimes, you know, what the universe has planned for you is so much greater than what you plan for yourself. Because a lot of the times we don't see our self-worth. But the universe knows it. The universe knows the potential and the power we have within ourselves. So we limit ourselves by just saying, okay, well, I'm going to be here. It's amazing to have a goal. Do not get me wrong. Having a goal is the key. But if you stay fixated on that one specific thing and say, I can only be here, it can only be this time, it has to be, you put stipulations and expectations on it, it's harder for the universe to flow and work with you. Because you literally block out anything that might not sit with your expectations, you know, that you're headed towards. It's like, it might not look the way you want it. I mean, it's, whether it's wrapped in paper and with a bow on it or it's wrapped in a plastic bag. If it's a gift, it's a gift. I'm just saying. Sometimes it doesn't always come with the pretty bows. That's how things work. That's how life works. But sometimes it is the biggest blessing that you could have ever thought possible in your life that comes wrapped up in a plastic bag. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation or merely calls for help. Yeah. Because that's what fear is at the end of the day. It's a lot of people that are so fearful and disconnected. It's because they genuinely crave it. They crave it. But because it's such a powerful force for them, because they know that it nourishes their soul so powerfully, sometimes people, they start to pass judgments, or they start to come from a place of fear because they don't realize in themselves that they're in need of those things. They're in need of the help. They're in need of the nourishment, the love, the appreciation, the gratitude, the, you know, generosity. A lot of the times people that give to others, they don't realize what they need for themselves. They deserve that back. And that's, to me, that's what that speaks of. It speaks of not separating or disconnecting from people as far as energy goes. And if this is in this connection specifically, you know, someone here has a real fear of separation. But it boils down to the fact that, you know, they're afraid of losing something, of someone. And so they act out of fear. They lash out of fear. And that kind of, again, throws off the alignment, puts things back in ego, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. So, all right, so let's see what this new deck got. Okay. You guys got 2 cards. So we have grounding. Yeah, I love that. So focus on, again, aligning, grounding. Get outside of nature. Put your feet in the dirt. Put those toes in the sand. Whatever it is for you. You know, we are electrical beings. We are humans. We are connected to this planet. The earth is our home. And a lot of people seem to disconnect and forget that, you know, we are beings that are connected. We are interconnected. So if you don't ever take the time to connect with your home, it's like your root chakra, your sacral chakra, they go so out of balance. Because a lot of people don't. They don't feel like they are connected with the ground they are walking on. Try it. Grounding or earthing, whatever you want to call it, has extreme health benefits. You can research it yourself. Google it. Grounding changes so many things for people. It can help relieve anxieties. It can help relieve some kind of, chronic illnesses. It can set certain things at ease. There's been studies done. It is phenomenal. And at the end of the day, we are, these souls inside of this body, but this body is connected with the earth. So connect with it. Take the time, even if it's a couple minutes a day, or even if it's a couple minutes a week, whatever you can do, just take the time to focus and ground yourselves. Get out there and do it and see the difference that it's going to make within your energy alone, how it can just kind of recharge and reinvigorate you. Well, I love when they do this. Wellness. Again, like I just said, the benefits. Wellness, it's focusing on your alignment, on yourself, on your soul. It's mind, body, soul wellness. The 3 levels. It's not just about your mentality or your physical health, or it's all of these encompassed into one, and realizing how interconnected they all truly are. All right, Cancer, well, that's going to be it for your June connection spread. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the day, and I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Love and light. Bye.